Hello everyone, and welcome to my Wyrm Slayer guide. Wyrms require level 62 Slayer to kill, and they are only found within the volcano of Mount Karum. You will take repeated damage while you're in the Mount Karum if you do not have either Boots of Stone, Boots of Brimstone, or Granite Boots. Though you don't need any of these if you have completed the Elite Korend and Kabos Diary. These monsters have 130 HP, they max at 13, they're not aggressive, they're not poisonous, and their weakness is stab or ranged attacks. They also attack using both magic and melee. And finally, once you have killed them, they will give you 133 Slayer experience. Alright, so first, where they're located is Mount Karum. So Mount Karum is located in Kebos, in the new area near the Farming Guild. You can teleport here with the fairy ring code CIR and just go up this agility shortcut if you have the level required, which is level 29 and 62 respectively. If you don't have them, you can run around until you get to the top, and if you've completed the diaries, you can teleport using your blessing. Once you're on the mountain, there's a bank chest located here so that when you want to bank, it's not that difficult to do so. As an Ironman, I do bank all of the bones, but if you're a main account, you might not want to do that because they're not worth that much money. They're just good for experience as an Ironman account. Alright, for setups. So a lot of people will range them, and if you range them, it's technically the best if you have a blowpipe, but because I'm going to do this guide on my hardcore Ironman, I don't actually have a blowpipe, so I'm not going to be using it in this video, but it is the best DPS here. It just costs a little bit more money, so if you don't have that kind of money to spend on darts and scales, then you might want to melee them, or you can just use cheaper ranged gear, but I don't think it's really worth it unless you're using a blowpipe personally. But if you're not ranging, you can still use D'hide if you want. I think D'hide is the best method if you're not going to use prayers, but I'm going to use prayer and I'm going to use melee gear, though I'm going to use DPS gear, and you can also use gear that gives you prayer bonus like proselyte or initiate. The gear I'm going to be using is I'm going to bring my Slayer helm. I got a glory. Again, I'm an Ironman, so I don't have anything better than that, but you can upgrade that if you have better. Fighter torso, obsidian legs, boots of stone because I don't have the diary completed and the other boots aren't really obtainable for me currently. I have a ring of life because I'm a hardcore, but you can swap that out. Dragon defender. I'm using a bracelet of slaughter because these are really good for Ironman accounts and I want to get as much out of this task as I possibly can. Dragon scimitar, fire cape. Any of these can be upgraded to anything that's better DPS wise, or again, anything that gives you more prayer bonus will always suffice and be better. The only reason I'm not using stuff with gives me prayer bonus is because I really want to get as much damage in as possible because I'm banking super commonly because I'm banking the bones, and it's not really efficient for me just to save on prayer potions when I'm just banking anyway. I want to get the task done as fast as possible and I want to get my bones so I can get some prayer experience, but it is up to you. It's all debate. And if you're a main account, you might not like doing these, so you might want to use an expeditious bracelet, but it's completely up to you. For spec weapon, I'm using a dragon dagger. I also have the supersets. You will want defenses even if you're praying because they attack with both mage and melee. So when I go down, I'm going to be protecting from mage. The melee attacks don't hit that often or that high, but they will add up over time, especially if you're not banking. So you might want to definitely have a super defense, or if you're just a main account, you might just want to bring like a super combat potion or something. I'm bringing 4 prayer potions, but you can bring more or less, it depends. I'm banking like I said, so I don't bring that many, but that's probably a little bit overkill still, but I just bring 4 because like then I bank and I don't have to take out more and I can do like 2 trips with this amount, so it works for me. And I bring a second bracelet of slaughter. Don't really need it. I could actually be banking that. It doesn't really matter, but I usually bring 2 anyway. I don't bring these. I'm just using them for the video. I'm going to bank them right now. And I bring 1 food. If you're a lower HP or defense level, I'm 95 HP and 99 defense, so I only bring 1 food. But if you're lower, you might definitely want to bring at least 2 or 3 food. I bring elk runes because they drop a lot of elkables. I just bring cash just so that my elk, like the coins from the elks, can just go into one spot. It doesn't really matter if you bring that or not. I just bring house tabs because I have them just in case I need to teleport out for whatever reason. And that's about it. Alright, so let's get to them now. So make sure you have your boots of stone or any of the other boots that end up working with this equipped, and then run over to this little elevator. You want to activate it and go down it. Once you're down it, you'll be in this little dungeon area with these little things. I don't know what they're called. You want to go over here and climb these rocks. And then just take this little L-shaped path, and you'll be in this little area over here with Wyrms. They're level 99 combat, which is pretty cool. And you'll also notice that there's a little jump lava gap. Basically, if you jump this, there's an extra little area over here that's task only. They're also really close together over here, so it's technically most efficient to kill them over here if you are on task. You can kill these off task for sure, but it's not really worth it. So a lot of people will kill them over here on task, but again, like I said, it's only on task, so those ones over there usually get camped in most worlds, but I'm on a 2000 total world, so I don't really have to worry too much about people being here. Most people don't kill them unless they're on task. They'll come over here because, like I said, they're closer together and more efficient to kill them when they're closer together, of course. So the strategy to kill these is pretty easy and straightforward. I protect from magic, and then obviously superset, which I forgot to do, but just superset and attack one. Once you attack it, it will go from the phase that it is in normally, and it will start attacking you. They have really low defense and not a decent amount of HP, and they die very quickly. And there you go. So I got fire runes and worm bones. Pretty good. Not the fire runes, but the worm bones are definitely pretty good for Iron Man accounts, for sure. Yeah, so they're a really fast task, really good experience in Slayer and combat alike. But like I said, range is technically the best if you have a blowpipe, but melee does definitely work pretty well. I'm using slash. Their weakness is technically stab, but I don't really see too much of a difference. Like when you're using a dragon scimitar, at least. Maybe if you're using like a leaf bladed sword or something like that, or maybe like a dragon sword. But these actually drop the dragon sword, so I don't have one of those. But if you do have one, maybe then it makes a big difference. But see, as I stab, like you hit high still, but I don't know. I think it's better just to get the attack or strength experience and just slash. You still hit pretty high and consistently. And of course, backing will hit really high as well sometimes. And as you see, we just got ourselves an elk, so pretty good GP for both main accounts and Ironman accounts, especially for Ironman accounts, definitely. I think these actually cater towards Ironman accounts more than they do main accounts, just because they are really loaded with elks and the bones are really nice and they're really fast to kill. The bones are worth banking, I would say. But it only again if you're an Ironman account. So this task is pretty fast, like I said, and it's really good experience. I would say you could average roughly around 40,000 Slayer experience per hour doing these, though it can be more or less depending on what you're using, of course. Blowpipe, like I said, is the most efficient. In Elks, I average around 250 to 300k coins per task, but that can always be more or less depending on your RNG for sure. And you're going to definitely just get the base amount of bones, of course, but those are always worth it. Some of the notable things that these drop are, of course, the worm bones, which are good for Ironman accounts. They also have the dragon sword, dragon harpoon, dragon knife, and dragon thrown axes on their drop table. All of these are a 1 in 2,000 drop rate while on task. But if you're not on task, they become a 1 in 10,000 drop rate, which is pretty incredibly insane, and I don't think anyone will ever be getting a lot of those. You have a 0.01% chance to actually get them. They also drop fire runes in the quantity of 200, earth runes in the quantity of 75 to 150, soul runes 15 to 20, and blood runes 25 to 30. They can drop good alkables, and they will add up quite immensely. They can drop red d'hide chaps, adamant axes, adamant square shields, adamant battle axes, adamant two-handed swords, rune med helms, earth battle axe, rune battle axe, and of course, the dragon dagger. Some other notable drops that they have are a variety of herbs and seeds. However, it's kind of funny because some of the seeds that they drop are incredibly rare, and it's actually kind of insane. So Lantidime seeds, you get one of them, and they're a 1 in 1,205 drop rate, which is really insane considering you're only getting 1 seed. It's not that useful. I mean, it's good for ironmen accounts, but for main accounts it's pretty useless because it's only 1700 GP. They also have a 1 in 1507 chance to drop 3 snapegrass seeds, which again, not too great. They also have a 1 in 2009 drop rate of dropping a single dwarf weed seed, which is just about as rare as getting any of the weapons. And they have a 1 in 3014 drop rate of dropping 1 torso seed, which I understand why that one might be a little bit more rare, but 1 in 3000 is pretty insane for a single seed, in my opinion. Other notable drops for ironmen accounts include some of the drops of pure essence. They can drop pure essence in quantities of 200 to 300, which is really good and it adds up quite a bit. You'll get at least 1,000 per task, guaranteed, but you will sometimes get a little bit more. I've been averaging around 1,500 every time I get a task, so you can get anywhere around those amounts. Some rune and adamant arrow tips, which are really good for ironmen accounts too because you're going to get some fletching experience out of those. The coin drops are averaging between 950 and 1450, so it's not too great, but they'll add up over time. They are common, of course. Alright guys, this was my guide on how to kill worms for your Slayer task. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope this video helped you out in some way, shape, or form. If it did, please give this video a like and hit that subscribe button for more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.